What's going on, sports fans? How's everyone doing? Hopefully you're having a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful day. Happy Tuesday! Opening series, and it's me, Larry B, not Adam Karnik. It's all good. Craziness, right? Life happens, and that kind of thing's a part of life. But Mr. Adam Karnik could not be here last night, so I joined up with Mr. Daryl Kinka Jr. on the Extra Mile. Hopefully you enjoyed that show last night. It was a lot of fun. So hopefully you enjoyed that one. And today, well, I'm here to bring you the opening series with the defining moment music. Yeah. It's going to be a fun one today, guys. We are recapping the week of sports. Again, Larry B here filling in for Mr. Adam Karnik on the opening series this week. We got ourselves two great guests today, talking plenty of sports coming your way. Man, the FIFA World Cup. You can't tell, look at the background. You guys can see it there. Lots of soccer coming your way. Man, it has been a journey, hasn't it? And here we are now. We're to the knockout stages, or at least close to it. Right now, we have one game live in the FIFA Club World Cup. Tonight, one more, and then that is it. We are on to the knockout stages. The Gold Cup. Well, all that glitters isn't gold. We're going to find out because, the CONCACAF Gold Cup. Man, I've never seen so many PK shootouts in one weekend. That was crazy. And, of course, the USA coming out on top gave me a freaking heart attack, but at least they made it. So, craziness there in the world of soccer. A little bit of MLS for you guys today as well. In the WNBA, lots coming your way as well. How are things shaping up for these teams so far? We are about a month and a half, nearly 2 months in. We'll be getting into that today. Of course, plenty to talk about with a lot of the highlights, the links in Atlanta Dream and overtime. Talk about a freaking game of the week there. MLB, man, the Padres. Talk about a team that kind of fell off, but I don't know if they're still kind of around. I have no idea. They've had a very weird season. Talk about a crazy Nationals and Angels series where I guess the pictures were optional in this thing. Very odd. But of course, that coming up today, a little bit of MLB coming your way, a little bit of recap of the weekend. Wimbledon is underway today. We are officially halfway through the year today, y'all. Today is day number 1 of the second half of 2025. So, this has been a fun year so far in sports. And what's to come in the second half? Plenty more for sure. Wimbledon, like I said, is going to be lots of fun to get into today. Mr. PK joining us. Also, NASCAR, Formula One, NBA draft, NHL draft. You've come to the right place if you love sports, guys. Once again, welcome to the opening series, again, with the defining moment music. Just soak it in, y'all. Enjoy it. And of course, we're coming to you live here on a beautiful Tuesday afternoon. Tuesday, once again, it is July 1st, 2025. Again, guys, if you love sports, you come to the right friggin' place because, well, for the last 11 years, I've been doing this, and it's incredible. I can't believe I've been doing this for 11 years. Like, seriously, it blows my mind sometimes. I think I still keep on doing this after all this time. Regardless, I've enjoyed it. It's been a lot of fun. Definitely love our shift now in how we're doing things here at the station. And again, appreciate you guys for being here, for showing love. Follow us all over the place, man. Well, not really all over the place. TikTok, YouTube, subscribe. ICE Sports Radio, man. We appreciate you guys for being a part of us and for showing us love. Also, check us out on X. Thanks again, y'all. Once again, let me get that little thing rolling for you guys down here. Share the website as well. Big ups and appreciation for all of you out there. Guys, we have ourselves a show to get into today. Plenty to get into. And again, you're going to hear about some of my old school days of ICE Sports Radio because of this little thing coming up next. Oh, yeah, man. The FIFA Club World Cup. This has been everything I could have ever hoped for. We're doing the defining moment, just talking to my computer, no face, okay? Just talking into my computer on Spreaker.com almost, my gosh, 8 years ago now, doing the soccer press portion of the show where I would go into every single one of these leagues, guys. It was crazy. The Portuguese Liga, Bundesliga, Ligue 1, Serie A, Premier League, Liga MX, the Australian A-League, okay? Super cool. The Japanese J-League, of course, the MLS. Seeing all these really, really cool teams from around the world. And you thought to yourself, how cool would it be if they were actually playing against each other? We finally get it. Finally. So we're going to get a lot into that today. Plenty to get into. And, of course, to help me talk about half of these sports here today, really cool, volunteered himself to be a part of the show today. And he, of course, is the host of the Prime Time preview on Fridays, giving you a little bit of a insight and intro to all these sports here that we recap on Mondays with Adam Karnik and mostly myself. And of course, he's 1/3, if you will, a part of the Bullpen Bulletin on Tuesday evenings talking baseball. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome in Mr. Ricky K. What's going on, Ricky? How you doing today, man?
Doing good, Mr. Larry. Happy Bobby Bonilla Day as well to everybody out there. Hope we're having as good a day as he's having today. Collecting that,
right? That's for sure, man. How you been, Ricky? Good to see you on here, man. And thanks for joining in today.
Oh, my pleasure. You said a lot of great sports going on. You get about that time of year where news is quick, and we are here to cover it all at ICE Sports Radio.
Man, we definitely are. And boy, there's been all kinds of crap happening today. The Dolphins doing things that some people are going, what the hell are you doing? And some people are like, hey, I like it. I mean, Dolphins are doing dolphin things. We got the Steelers just picking up players. I mean, I'm just saying, the Bucks are saying, we don't need you no more, Lillard. I mean, just all kinds of crazy stuff is happening. So, but with that said, though, Ricky K, man, the FIFA Club World Cup. Again, something that you could only play in a video game years ago in FIFA. And now it's EA football or soccer or whatever they call it now, EAFC. But regardless, this has been a very fun tournament. And here we are, man, getting into it. I will just say this. I've really enjoyed this, man. Palermas over the weekend. Defeating Botafogo. What a freaking game. This thing goes into extra time. Then we get into Chelsea and Benfica, which just recently just happened. Chelsea, absolutely getting the job done in extra time as well. PSG obliterating Inter Miami. Is this the last major appearance we're going to see from Lionel Messi? We don't know. Bayern Munich doing away with Flamengo. It's shaping into Europe, just doing what we might have thought Europe was going to do. Fluminense offing my team Inter Milan, which sucks because I was very sore about that. But Manchester City yesterday falling into Al Hilal was probably one of the biggest shocks of the entire tournament. And of course, today, right now, we currently have Real Madrid taking on Juventus and Dortmund taking on Monterrey tonight. And that is it. We're going to be on to the knockout round finally. So what do you think about this weekend, man? This has been a pretty fun weekend in the FIFA World Cup, hasn't it? Well, FIFA Club World Cup, sorry.
It's been a fun tournament. I know people have complained a bunch about it because of lack of crowds. I know the latest one was now players union doesn't want early kickoff times in next year's World Cup. What did you expect when you got the World Cup here to begin with? We can't play every game at 7 o'clock at night, so they got to get over that. And the European teams not having the players wait in the locker room because the temperature's too hot on the field. There's a lot of that going on. Besides that, like you said, the Al Hilal Man City match last night was so entertaining, back and forth, even in extra time. They were alternating goals. It was, I think, a casual soccer fan's dream to watch goals just happen that fast. And look, it's damned if you, damned if you don't, because Chelsea was upset about the weather delay that allowed Benfica to tie the game, only to do well in extra time. I was very impressed. I think right now Fluminense has been very impressive considering what they've gone through in their group, beating Inter Milan, like you said yesterday, doing it really right away in the third minute. Very impressive to get the lead and just not looking back. And in the group stages, they've been pretty darn good. They haven't a lot of goal in 3 of their last 4 games, so they're playing extremely well. I was shocked, not that Miami lost, but that they got dominated. You would have thought like Messi and Suarez would have done something, but they were just, that game was over when it started. Bayern's been good. I'm looking forward to tonight because Dortmund and Monterrey, that should be a fun one. You got the game going on right now. Those two will play at MetLife a week from Saturday, actually on Saturday, because after Saturday, everything's in New York. So I'll be interested to see how New York handles it being the World Cup final next year. But in the end, as much people, you could say the Europe teams are going to complain if they're out, that they didn't take it seriously. You're probably getting definitely 4, maybe 5 European teams in the last 8. So it's kind of what we expected.
It is, and it's just crazy to see it, man. It really is. Like I said, I've wanted this for such a long time. You know, Benfica being one of the top teams in the Portuguese Primeira League. Obviously, seeing FC Porto in there was pretty cool. You know, but really, the teams who I wanted to see the most, I mean, was the Brazilian teams. And man, because those teams obviously known for their showboating, knowing for they're getting it, man. I mean, I know it's kind of crazy. But seeing these teams out there, it's kind of it's unreal, you know, something that we didn't think we were ever going to see. So I thought it was really cool having this tournament. But it's true, going to your points there, it's kind of annoying when you get obviously all these little things here and there, and just play the damn game, right, Ricky? Just play the damn game. Can we stop the complaining? Can we stop the this? Can we stop that? It's true. We're never gonna get perfect and please everybody, but man, what we've gotten so far, I've really enjoyed it. I've loved this tournament. I thought it's been a lot of fun. Seeing, like I said, those Brazilian teams out there and still got a few kicking right now. It's a lot of fun to see it. So I'm looking forward to what's coming up. It's true. They're going to be in New York for the rest of the time. Let's see how this thing ravels out. Any favorites at the moment that you really, really think, hey, if I had to put $10 on it, who are you taking? I don't know. What do you think, Ricky?
Well, until last night, I was gonna say Man City, because before, think about it, they had beaten Juventus 5-2 in the group stage. They had 13-2 group stage play. They were dominating, and to go out that night. So take my picks with a grain of salt after that. I gotta go PSG right now, because if they could get by Bayern, can I say the winner of PSG Bayern probably wins the whole thing, because that's going to be an epic quarterfinal. And the way PSG has gone through this tournament, I know they lost to Botafogo, but they've been, when they win, they're not allowing any goals. And this is an offense that can get going, as we saw in the Champions League final. But I will say my prediction will be the winner of PSG Bayern wins the whole thing.
Oh, and that kills me, because I would rather see one of the New World teams win it. Gosh, I'd be so mad. PSG winning it would make me really freaking mad, because they destroyed Inter, my team, in the freaking UEFA Champions League, and now they're out, came and defend themselves. And yeah, just seeing Europe dominating everything annoys me. So I would love to see, personally love to see someone else win it. But when you think about, like, obviously just being smart about things, by all means, Bayern is one of the best damn teams in the world, and we've seen it, and obviously PSG too. So we're gonna see. As of right now, we're already all put together. On the 4th of July, we got Fluminense taking on Al Hilal. We have here Palermas taking on Chelsea, and then of course on Saturday we have PSG Bayern, as you already mentioned, and then of course tonight we're gonna find out the winner of these 2 games here today. We'll go head to head on Saturday, and we're gonna find out. We get our semis coming up next week, so should be a lot of fun, man. I am looking forward to it. This has been an awesome cup so far. So any last closing stuff on this tournament, or are we ready to move on to the Gold Cup?
I would say what's interesting about it, Palmeiras and Chelsea, the 9 o'clock game on 4th of July in Philly. So just that you have the festivities of 4th of July and in Philadelphia, which I'm sure you have great ceremonies for that. I think that'll be a fun one. Palmeiras is intriguing to me. I think they're an X factor because remember, they were down 2-0 against Miami, rallied to tie that match to get into the knockout round because it looked like they were in big trouble at that point. They end up taking Botafogo to extra time. Can they hang with Chelsea? And that's going to be the true South America versus Europe test. Is Europe, if Chelsea wins, they're supposed to. If they don't, they'll make an excuse that they weren't really into it, even though you're in the quarters at this point. So that's going to be a fun intercontinental matchup for sure.
It really is. And it's crazy. I mean, they're mid-season right now. It's so crazy, like they're just like the MLS. They play when we do. So it's just really cool. Like I love this right now. This is a dream come true. I've always wanted to see this. This is kind of like okay, we'll never get that. But like the greats playing the greats, obviously. But clubs around the world in soccer, since the world plays it, I never thought we'd see this. So I'm happy that we get to something like this at least. So moving forward, Ricky, what in the living hell happened on this whole weekend has been absolutely nuts. And when I mean nuts, I am not talking about the planner's nuts in your cabinet up there, guys. I mean, this has been in freaking insane. How can you even imagine this many PK shootouts in one weekend? Well, Panama and Honduras went head to head. Panama just went ahead and dominated. Well, no, sorry. It was a 1-1. You thought it was over early. And this thing happened to come down to I was getting ready for the next match already. No domination whatsoever in this one. Dramatic stoppage time equalizer, man. It's incredible, man. So by the young man from Celtic. Luis Palma wins this thing or ties it up, silencing everybody with a funny celebration. And before this, triumphing shootout they had, it was amazing seeing this thing happen. Panama would get it done. However, they won this thing in penalties, PKs, and they will move on. I'm sorry, they did not. Honduras, I'm sorry. It was incredible to see this whole thing go down the way it did. I was enjoying this game all the way because my team wasn't in it. That's why we all love a good PK shootout when it's not your team. But when it is your team, you lose about 4 years of your life, which I think I did. Yeah, on Sunday. Regardless, though, yeah, man, Honduras winning this thing 5-4 on PKs. Just what an amazing tournament. Again, so far it's been. I've enjoyed that. Anyway, Mexico just dominated. Mexico just getting it done. Saudi Arabia, they played well. I thought they played very well. They got to the group stage. Congratulations. Unfortunately, though, Saudi Arabia, it just was not their night. Mexico just made it happen. And then Guatemala, of course, in Canada, another game that was incredible, man. 6-5 on PKs here. You couldn't ask for a funner day. And, well, I thought it'd be funner if the USA would have just won it in regulation. But no, the USA wanted to have fun too. And I didn't want this kind of fun, but whatever, they did. Regardless, man, Los Ticos, those guys came to play as they always do. Costa Rica came back, freaking tied this thing up. It was 2-2. I mean, there was there was one miss. There was like 3 blocks. What an amazing turn of events that this weekend was in PKs in the Gold Cup. But there you go. USA is on and through, and now the semis are set and ready to go for this week. And it's nerve-wracking. Wow, if there was this many PKs already, we're going to get more. So USA and Guatemala all together for the second on Wednesday, and then, of course, Mexico and Honduras, of course, again, all set for tomorrow. So, Ricky, your thoughts on all this, man?
So big picture before we go to smaller game breakdowns. It should be U.S.-Mexico in the final, and I think everybody would be shocked if it wasn't. I'm going to give the U.S. more credit, I think, than you are, because I think looking at this game, Keylor Navas is one of the best goaltenders in the world, and you have a young team that is trying to find, okay, what are our guys going into next year's World Cup? Because we don't know. Our top guys aren't here. That we're trying to see if Chris Richards emerges or Malik Tillman emerges, or Downs, who made the game winner in the penalties, emerges as kind of these guys. And I think that was the challenge because Costa Rica has people in MLS. Alonso Martinez is one of the better players in NYCFC. He got the game tying goal. So to see them get the goals against Navas, and for Matt Freese to make that many saves in the PK shootout, that's kind of like his American goaltender moment. He's been great in MLS, but we haven't seen it internationally. So for him to have that kind of stage and shine on it, I think is good for him. On the other side, Jesse Marsh's got to shut up because Canada did a lot of chirping saying, we brought our guys, we want to win this tournament. Nobody else wants to win this tournament. We're in it. Dude gets a red card at the end of the first half, one of the players, then Guatemala scores in the second half, as you should. When you're playing a man up, you should get a goal in the second half. So Guatemala deserved to win that one. Honduras is in the semis with a -7 goal differential in group play. A -7. I don't know how they got 6 points with a -7 goal differential in group play, but apparently you do. So props to them. But Mexico, I think, has been under the radar, which is weird because, I mean, heading into this tournament, they hadn't played great. They lost to Switzerland in a friendly. They beat Turkey 1-0 coming in. But they've just been kind of quietly figuring things out. They haven't given up goals in their last couple of 3 matches after the Dominican Republic game. Saudi Arabia is a team that's not going to be offensive, but Mexico was able to get their chances and take advantage of them. They don't have the whole coach thing where, like, every big tournament, the coach is going to get fired if they don't do well. So I think the U.S. should be the favorite, but Mexico flying under the radar. But like I said, it should be U.S.-Mexico on July 8th for the championship. I'd be shocked if it's not.
Yeah, it's what it's always been. I mean, think about it, Ricky. Every single Gold Cup we've ever had has either been Mexico winning it or the USA. Canada winning one time in 2000, 25 years ago. So, I mean, I think it's bound to be yet again these two. And let's see what happens, man. I just, it scared the crap out of me because I just thought to myself, I don't know. During that shootout, man, I was thinking to myself, like, guys, you really could have closed this damn game out earlier. But regardless, hopefully, I don't know, moving forward, there can be a little bit more offense quicker, but we'll see. I mean, it's a beautiful game. That's the best part about this game. Anything can happen at any given time. That's the craziest part about soccer. It's not like football. It can all be changed on just a moment, kind of like the swing of a bat with baseball. So I mean, it's incredible to think of what can happen with just one moment. So I'm excited. Hopefully the USA can pull this thing out. Obviously, I'm cheering for them hard right now, but looking at the entire tournament, both teams are deserving. Mexico, USA, I think you're right. Totally makes sense to have these two teams in the final again. So I don't know. Good stuff there. Any last thoughts on the Gold Cup?
This is big for Pochettino. He needs a title. I know there were rumors that he was interviewing for different jobs, which was refuted. He needs this one, and I think the U.S. desperately needs this one. It doesn't, and if they do win it, it doesn't mean that they're going to go on a big run next year. But for the sake of U.S. pride the last couple of years, which has been not in a good spot soccer-wise, they need this Gold Cup because after this, they don't play really another competitive match until the World Cup outside of a couple friendlies. So this is their time. It's
true. And I mean, we had the Confederations Cup for years. That was a dress rehearsal. This is kind of the dress rehearsal right now for these guys. So we need this. Let's see what we got. So moving forward, man, into the MLS. All right. So this shouldn't be too long, but, I got some things to throw out here for you real quick. Chicago Fire, they continue to lose because they just look like crap right now. Union, hey, they get themselves a victory. FC Dallas, of course, they've had some better days. But hey, Earthquakes win themselves a game. What did you know it? We had this past weekend as well. Sporting KC getting one over Charlotte FC. Leaked out a very close victory there. Minnesota United, man, over the Dynamo. Very strong performance from Minnesota. We've seen, obviously St. Louis getting it done this weekend. The Galaxy just continues to look terrible. San Diego FC, who are these guys? I mean, I am so excited to see these guys out there playing as well as they are. I guess some California team has to do good right now, at least. LAFC hasn't looked their greatest recently. So I don't know, man. It's been, yes and no, but regardless. And then Columbus Crew, I mean, wow, they've been getting it done as well. So if you think about it, I've been really excited to see a lot of, these different players. Some are away, playing in different, right now playing for the Gold Cup. So it's kind of cool seeing some of these guys next man up and seeing, these teams that are having to rely on some of their twos. And it's really, really, really cool seeing it. But overall, man, just a little bit here on the MLS there. Obviously, the Union still looking sharp out front in the East. Nice little lead there. Not too big, but they're there. San Diego FC, they've done it. I mean, they're right there with the Whitecaps. So we've got some really fun little battles there, both East, West, and really, San Diego FC's road prowess, man. I mean, the expansion side, this entire team, man, has shown that hey, they're going to jump right in. They're coming right in, like how we saw the Golden Knights, do that thing, or the Kraken in their first year, come in and be pretty dominant. It's pretty cool seeing these guys out there play, in a really nice stadium. Snapdragon Stadium is really nice. They share a stadium with the San Diego Wave, the women's team, and San Diego State University, the football team there. So really cool. They're taking pride in it. They're taking it to all these teams in the West, and it's exciting. So anyway, not going to go too much into it though. Like I said, Galaxy just falls apart again. So when it comes down to it though, man, MLS, anything excite you? Anything bore you? Anything have for the MLS today for us?
So in primetime preview last week, we looked at the two big matchups in the East and kind of how they could maybe shape up things. And you talked about one of them with Columbus winning at home against Philly, getting the 1-0 result that they needed, but didn't really get any help outside because the way Nashville continues to win, they picked up a 1-0 win over DC United. Sam Surge with a penalty kick there. Nashville's got a big one coming up, I believe, is against Philly on Saturday. So it's battle of two of the top teams. But Cincinnati has really been an interesting team. They beat Orlando 2-1. They brought in Evander this year, and Evander has been extremely good. He had both goals in that matchup against Orlando, who at I think now they have the highest goal differential in the league, in the Eastern Conference at least, which is a good thing. I think you look around MLS right now, you kind of still have your haves and have-nots. There are 6 teams with plus 10 goal differential or higher, but not a lot of teams in negatives, which I think is good for competitive balance. Chicago, I think, will in the 8th spot to be interesting. NYCFC took their second loss to Montreal this year. Pascal Jansen was out on a personal leave, but that's still a really bad loss to lose to Montreal twice. And the Red Bulls, at least locally here, got a good result. Choupo-Moting scoring in the final minutes against Minnesota to get a 2-2 draw. That's big for them, especially without Lewis Morgan, who got hurt in the first game back from resumption of play, which made Sandro Schwartz, their coach, not happy with the whole taking 2 weeks off and then coming back. It doesn't make sense. So I think the bottom of the East is the East. I think top half's interesting, but I love the West and that it's San Diego, Vancouver, and Minnesota, just a bunch of new teams getting involved. I think helps the growth of the league.
It's a lot of fun. It really is. I love seeing that. I really like to cheer for those new teams because you never know what you're going to get. You don't know if they're going to come in and suck or if they're going to come in and actually play pretty competitively. So it's pretty neat, man. I've really enjoyed it, especially a team so close to me, 60 miles south. So really excited for those guys. And there you have it. So, okay, we're going to shift a little bit here into some basketball, man. And well, the WNBA, man. This has been quite the season, man, so far. We're only a month and a half in. But really, for the WNBA for right now, I mean, I just got some deals here. I wrote down the Lynx, man. Lynx and Dream. What a game, man. Felicia Collier just, wow, 26 points, 7 rebounds, 6 assists. Just overall, man, coming back, just making this year special, really, for the Lynx so far. I know it's still a long season, but man, they have shown a lot. I really love what this team's got going on at the moment. And when you think about the Lynx, you think, yeah, they've won some titles, and this team knows a thing or two about winning. So it's a great culture there, and they're showing it again. The Fever and the Wings went at it recently as well. I know Paige Buchers had a 27-point game recently in that one. The Phoenix Mercury broke 100 points over the Liberty, which, wow, that was pretty crazy, man. Taking, I believe it was at 18 threes. I believe that's like a freaking franchise record that I read not too long ago in that one. I really don't know how they overwhelmed New York right now. I mean, I know it's been kind of crazy for them at the moment, I know, but Alyssa Thomas nearly posted a triple-double in this game. I know how do you say the name? Sabali, I believe. Sabali, 7 threes in this thing for 25 points. I mean, it was rough, man. The Liberty struggled early in this one, and Stewart and Osco, combining for only like 8 or 10, I think, or something like that in the first half. So really rough game there. I know the Liberty will get back on it. They're a team that I am cheering for because seeing them win that first one last year, and you want to see them do it again. But rough games happen. They're still a damn good team. This doesn't define the whole season. But just a rough game there, and just really goes to show you, wow, Mercury, that's what you guys can do, huh? So we'll see there. Really nothing more. I mean, Storm, I think, knocked off, Connecticut. That was okay. Aces are looking a little bit better. They were able to defeat the Mercury. So I mean, really, just not too much here, but Lynx, Mercury, Aces, Fever, among some of the heating up, I believe, and heading into July's uh, second half, basically, of the season, if you want to call it that. But they're hitting pretty hard. Those are some teams that are hitting it on the head right now. And individuals like Buchers and Clark and Coiler's MVP push are all going to be really good storylines, I believe. And may the best woman win, right? So anyway, so anything you got for the WNBA right now?
So I'm not concerned about the Liberty, even though, like you said, allowing 18 threes to Phoenix, which actually won off the record New York set earlier this year with 19. They had 18 with 3 minutes to go. It was thought that Phoenix was going to try to break the record. They did not. But the other thing, then they play the Dream on Sunday, and Atlanta gets 62 points in the paint. So you kind of can see why not having Jonquel Jones right now is a huge loss for this team. They don't have Leona Phoebus, who's coming back from Eurobasket, hopefully in the next week or two, because that's 2 starters you're missing. And I think the Liberty, the goal is to just be there when we get to the postseason. I don't think regular season success is really going to matter that much. You're right on Collier. To me, she's the MVP, although Alyssa Thomas is right there for Phoenix. I think she's been a real impact player. Atlanta had a good week, but I think to me what stood out so far, the Valkyries have been playing some good basketball for an expansion team. They're 9-7, but they're 7-3 at home. And this is a team that doesn't really have a star. They've got a good balanced attack. Kayla Thornton, formerly of the Liberty, leading the team in points and rebounds, but Tiffany Hayes is playing well. It's good to see like the veteran shining. Salon's playing well, Burton's playing well, and Xanda Lassini. They have 5 players in double figures, and their center, Fag Bentley, is like 0.3 off, making it 6. So this is a really balanced attack that the Valkyries have, and being right there in the mix. They've got some pretty good wins. They will play the Lynx on Saturday. That'll be big in Minnesota, especially since Lynx are coming off Commissioner's Cup tonight, and probably have another game this week. I don't know the schedule offhand. But they're a team, I think, on the rise that people should take a look at. And then news-wise, we'll see where Aaliyah Edwards winds up. She wants a trade from the Mystics. We will see, because if she goes to a contender, that's going to really make that top. I would say it's the top 7 are in championship mode. I need to see more from the Fever, because Caitlin Clark just can't stay in the lineup, and she might miss tonight's Commissioner's Cup, which would be a real shame for the league, especially since that game's on Prime. Right now, Minnesota's favored by 10.5, which goes to show you, I think, what they think of Clark's status tonight.
Man, that's something, ain't it? I mean, you can't let all these dang storylines coming together, and rough go, man. Wishing her all the best, but yeah. Anyway, so sorry, man. I know we're just kind of moving through the show here, but great points there, great stuff. We're moving on over now into some MLB action, man. And well, of course, you being 1/3 of the bullpen bulletin here on IE Sports Radio, man, with Mr. Alden K and Mr. Mike Pat. All right, man. So looking at the MLB currently, man, I mean, wow. What a season so far. Here we are getting close to the All-Star break. Here it is. It's around the corner. The Reds this weekend, I mean, nearly a no-no. My gosh, I mean, we were out 2 outs away, but not to be. The Padres broke one through, but the Padres, man, nosedive city. I mean, my gosh, they had such a good start, and now it's just they're losing grips. So, I mean, something that we haven't seen. Regardless, though, man, I mean, the Cardinals, they did away with the Guardians this past weekend, too. I know they had themselves a pretty big game here. Toronto Blue Jays and the Red Sox, there was a shutout in that thing. I know the Orioles put up like 22 freaking runs on the Rays this weekend. The Phillies, man, did the same thing to the Braves. They put up a gigantic amount of runs. The Astros, man, given to the Cubs here. This a very fun series that could be, something we see maybe postseason, wink, wink, I mean, that'd be kind of fun. We could see this happen here. That'd be a fun World Series. I don't know if that'll actually happen, but then again, October, you can't script it, right? Regardless, though, Pirates and Mets this year, the Mets just continuing their nosedive too. Pirates, man, as bad as they've been, getting a big game on those guys. So, I mean, we continue, right, with our little ball of snowball, if you will, rolling down the hill for some of these teams. Twins and the Tigers, obviously, that was a very fun series. Regardless, though, one thing I want to get into is, oh my gosh, the Nationals and Angels. I mean, freaking like home run derbies in these freaking games. I don't know what to say there, but overall, Seattle Mariners and the Rangers, they had themselves a 12-inning go this past weekend. Just lots and lots and lots of fun in the baseball world. I'm being very broad because obviously, you can be as technical as you'd like, but I'm being very broad with the MLB right now because we're getting so close to mid-season. And it's hard to get zero in because there's so many things that are just team-wise, But overall, the MLB, here we are, first half nearly done. Second half, where we're going to need some pushes from certain teams. We're going to need some teams that they want to stay out front to buckle down. So what have you been thinking this year from the MLB so far, man?
Well, I think it's a lot of haves and have-nots. I think it's going to be interesting going into the deadline at the end of the month. That right now is only 7 teams you could say are truly out of it, and maybe there should be more, but you've got to consider, look at these, having 3 wild cards, that you're not going to have a team like the Orioles, the Braves, Diamondbacks have so many free agents next year that you would think that they would sell and try to make something above it, but they're 500. They're only 4 out of the wild card. It's hard to see them thinking that they're going to especially buy. I think what's going to be interesting from a player point, a team point, I'm going to spotlight Cal Raleigh in Seattle. Last night he homered, his 33rd of the year. That's the most homers a player has had before July 1st since Barry Bonds. And if there's anybody that's going to take the MVP away from Aaron Judge, just strictly from voter fatigue, I think, and also just from the special year, especially at catcher, if Cal Raleigh can get Seattle to the playoffs, I don't think they'll win the West because the Astros, I think, have just developed consistency. But Seattle is right now in that 3rd wild card spot. Mm-hmm. If Seattle gets in, and Raleigh, I think, would be the difference. And I think from a team side, I'm really interested in what the NL Central is right now, because I think the NL Central, AL East to me are interesting. NL Central, especially because the Cardinals play the Cubs at Wrigley this weekend. They're 3 games back. They've been a surprise. Milwaukee just somehow always hangs around. The Cubs have a really consistent offense. So I think it's a 3-team race there. And the AL East, I think, is a 3-teamer as well. Toronto's playing the Yankees this week at home. They won last night. They're playing this afternoon on Canada Day. So we'll see if the Blue Jays make more of a statement. Tampa, what's going to be interesting is if they do host playoff games, the MLB is already trying to get games out of Steinbrenner Fields, because that would not be a good optic for Major League Baseball to play playoff games at a spring training stadium. Yeah. So they're already working on that. So what changes we shall see. And I think James Wood, like you said, Sunday intentionally walked 4 times, getting the bond stream from the Angels. And I hate to throw fire on the parade in LA. I don't need to hear about Shohei Ohtani throwing an inning or 2. Wake me up when he throws 5. Oh my gosh, he threw 102. He's throwing 1 inning. We've seen it before. It's not new. The Dodgers are good. We get it. Can we pipe down Ohtani until we either A, see him in 5-inning situations, or B, see him saving games in the playoffs? One or the other. I think I just have Ohtani fatigue.
No, it's annoying. It is. It's kind of annoying because you think to yourself, okay, he's not out there pitching the whole damn game. He's not out there doing, like you just said, So when it comes down to it, it's can we stop? Can we really stop pumping this up like this is Game 7 of the World Series? Like right? Like it's kind of annoying. Like, okay, we're making this way bigger than it is. Okay, he's really good, but at the end of the day, this is a simple baseball game. He's throwing a couple pitches an inning, sweet. So you're absolutely right. But as of right now, man, the Yankees, still out front. They're leading by, I guess, a thin margin, but they're still out there in the East. Really fun stuff there in the Central. My goodness, Detroit, just give them. I don't know. I know we have a second half to play, but my gosh, the rest of the teams.
I think it's pretty much over. Detroit's just better. The key is going to be, again, though, when you play in the Central, when you get to the playoffs and you don't get to play the Central anymore.
Yeah,
that's going to be the test for AJ Hinch's club.
Very true, because the rest of those teams are bad. This is really sad, man. This is a really, really, really sad division here. And, you have a strong team out front with 4 that just aren't very good. Obviously, you're right. The AL West is so much fun to watch right now because Seattle, can they do it? Can they it's 6 games back? Can they fight back? But after that, I don't know. After that, I question all the other teams. Not very good. And in the National League, my gosh, it's been a lot of fun seeing the Phillies and Mets kind of, they're battling right now. After that, the other teams aren't. I don't see any of them emerging. In the Central, it's kind of the same thing. It's a 3-horse race, as you just mentioned right now. I'm seeing those Cubs, Milwaukee, and St. Louis fight for this thing. I mean, could the Reds have a somewhat of a good second half of the season to catch?
Reds are pretty good, and they're going to Philly this weekend as well. So that's going to be another good test. Cincinnati's held its own against Yankees and Padres this past week, and then another test with Philly. Only 5 out. So, I mean, I have to throw them in the conversation right now.
Very true. So, I mean, it's not like they're far away. Even at 4th place, the NL Central is really good. And then, of course, in the West, Dodgers, of course, they're leading. They're looking good. But Giants were there, and they kind of hit a rock. And the same thing with the Padres. So, I mean, could it be, though? I mean, it only takes a few things to go wrong. And who knows? I mean, will the Dodgers have another slump this year? Will the Giants, the Padres find themselves in familiar territory with being right on the heels or even right ahead of the Dodgers? We will see. But man, it has been fun, man. I'm glad you've been able to join us here today, Rick. We went a little bit over, but one more thing I got to speak with you about here, because man, this is fun. Once a year, but boy, when it happens, it is always a fun tournament. Well, let's go ahead and get that background changed to that tennis court, because here it is, man. Wimbledon is here. I guess I should have found a grass, but regardless, Wimbledon is here, man. And this is it. So it started today. I know we're getting all the prelims and everything out of the way. I know you have plenty more for this on Friday. And obviously, man, Wimbledon, always a special open every single year, or one of the majors every single year. And, I guess the question is who can get it done? Obviously, last year we know these winners, but before I go any further though, man, I know last year, what was it? I believe Alcatraz that got it done, right? He got it done, I believe. And for the women, who was it again last year? Who got it done?
I want to say it's a player from the Czech Republic. I want Krejcikova or something like that.
Right? I believe that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I know she beat the Italian woman, the Paolini, I believe. Or I have to look it up. But regardless, but I know we always have a fun tournament in Wimbledon, one of the crown jewels of tennis, and of course of the world, if you love sports. So talk to us, man. I know you do enjoy some tennis. What you got for us for Wimbledon so far?
We already have some fun, and sadly some probably not good for ESPN for their ratings. Coco Gauff out in round 1, losing today to Yastrzemska in straight sets. So that's not what ESPN wanted in terms of, hey, watch Coco at Wimbledon, especially after a French Open win, which shows you French to Wimbledon being so short of a turnaround. Crazy things can happen. The men's side have already had 4 top 10 seeds go down. Alex Zverev lost today in a 5-setter that continued from the night before. Alcaraz almost lost yesterday. He won in 5 sets over Italian Fanini, who's really that entertaining surpriser guy that can throw some wrinkles into things. I think for me, the Sinner Alcaraz stuff, especially after the memorable French Open final, can they get back to the final at Wimbledon? I wouldn't discount a guy like Taylor Fritz, who got through today. He needs a big slam, and I think the Americans, Fritz, Tiafoe, Shelton, Tommy Paul, this is their chance, especially with seeds losing. Jack Draper is the Brit to watch. He's the 4 seed. He can make a run here for sure. On the women's side, you got to look out for Swiatek. She's always good. Sabalenka's playing well. But it is definitely wide open. I mean, you think about Jasmine Paolini, like you said, making the final last year. So with the seeds kind of taking a little bit of turmoil, it's going to leave for some surprises for sure. Novak Djokovic is in action right now. He is 1 set all in his match. And Djokovic has said the grass is really his best shot to get slam number 25. We saw Sinner take care of him on clay. I would love to see Djokovic against Sinner or Alcaraz on grass just to see what would happen.
I mean, you got to love something that I just love in tennis. I feel like it's something you do at least once a year. I can't help it. It's something I just love doing. But looking, of course, at the all-time Grand Slams lists, right? And wondering who can somebody outdo somebody, right? And of course, right now, looking at the all-time greats, I mean, you still, obviously you have a very strong list at the top here. And it's really cool to see it, who can outdo who again. So once again, I mean, right now, currently, Djokovic, I believe, does have the all-time. Nadal behind him was at 24, 22, and I believe 20 is where the great Roger Federer was. So I mean, if you think about it, man, I mean, Djokovic right now, we're watching, an all-time great just play, and I don't know. I mean, as of right now, do you see anybody right now? I mean, do you think he's going to hold that for a good minute? Or do you think, I don't know, is there a young up-and-comer that you feel right now could be that next guy to come up and give that 20, get that, what do you call it? Early 20s or whatever the hell you want to call it. You know what I mean? Who can give that a run? Who do you think?
It's tough to predict because I think Alcaraz could be that guy, but remember, he's kind of like Nadal where he goes all or nothing on these points. And you have to wonder, like Nadal could have won a lot more later in his career, but injuries took a toll on him. Mm-hmm. Same with Federer. I think it's what makes Djokovic so impressive is I think he does take his level a spot down, except it's in slams, but that might be the smart thing to do. And I think Sinner could be one of those. He's very consistent. I mean, this guy gets the finals or he loses. He doesn't have those like early flame outs in tournaments. That'd be interesting. One comparison I thought of, just not off topic, I think about Ben Shelton, who's really this young rising American. The problem is he runs into Alcaraz or Sinner like every slam. And it reminds me of Andy Roddick. Every time he would get close to winning, he would run into Federer or would run into Nadal, or he would actually beat Djokovic a little bit early in his career, Andy Murray. And you'd be like, can Andy Roddick have luck like one more time to like be the first American male since him in 2003 to actually win something? I think Shelton is fun because that's a kid that gets up for slams and he gets deep. So I'm interested to see what he can do. I think he's in Alcaraz's quarter again. Maybe not Alcaraz, maybe it's Sinner's. I think it's Sinner's quarter, but he's a guy that if you like entertaining tennis, he is a great young player to watch for sure.
That's awesome, man. I know, great young dude, really energetic, and it sucks, man. Thinking of Roddick, oh my gosh, did he ever win one? I think he won.
He won in 2003. Yeah, the 03 Open.
Oh my gosh, you feel so bad for you're right, because it's like freaking serious. Like, do you have to run into these guys like every single time? Like,
he used to joke with Federer about it all the time. I think he was like 0-18 like against Federer, and he'd be like, "Really again?"
Poor guy, man. But anyway, man, that was fun. I know we spent like almost a freaking hour. What can I say, man? We talk sports. That's what it's all about, man. Delivering you guys the latest here in all of sports on IE Sports Radio. So with that said, Ricky, thanks again, man. Appreciate you. I know you got to head off to work and get your day started. But dude, thanks again for spending the better half of an hour here talking some sports with us, man, getting us ready for Wimbledon. I know you're going to be ready to rock and roll on Thursday. This week, lead off Thursday with Mr. Taron Rodriguez. You're starting the week off and you're ending it off here this 4th of July week here. So looking forward to it. Ricky, thanks again for everything, man. Any last comments, anything you want to say to our listeners out there before you're out of here today?
No, just enjoyed the talk. Great sports coming up, and we have a great 4th of July weekend planned with a lot of great memorable events, including some hot dogs this weekend. So that'll be some fun out in Brooklyn.
Get the hot dogs down. Oh my gosh. We were going to try that, guys, but I just can't do it. Anyway, oh man, take it easy, man. Oh, but Ricky gets up. There he goes. Well, thanks again to Ricky, man. Appreciate you, buddy, for jumping on in. We're taking ourselves a commercial break. When we get on out of here, man, or when we get on back, we're going to ourselves another guest, and we're going to talk plenty more. You're listening to, I don't know why I just said the defining moment, but you're listening to the opening series here on IE Sports Radio. Your refuge for all that is sports. To be right back with plenty more after this.
IE Sports Radio fans, this show is brought to you by Planet Jerky Premium Brisket Beef Jerky. Planet Jerky is the official jerky of the 2022 California League champion Lake Elsinore Storm. single-A affiliate of the San Diego Padres. This all brisket jerky has gluten-free options, contains no MSG, no sodium nitrate, is low in sugar, and high in protein. Go to their website at planetjerky.net and follow them on Instagram at Planet Jerky. Planet Jerky, the jerky that's on a whole other planet.
Rise and shine. It's 4 a.m. The stars are still out. The sun is beneath the horizon, but it's time to punch in and go to work. The comfort of your warm-ups turns into the grinding out of your reps as the clinking and the clinking of the plates create a symphony of euphoria. There's no other feeling like it. Earn it, burn it, and take what's yours. IE Sports Radio has proudly partnered with Vital Apparel, a brand that not only fits great, but also promotes and donates to mental health research. Use our code IESR to get 15% off their comfortable and inspiring gym wear and help them on their amazing journey to support mental health. Go hard, take part in your iron therapy, and be strong. Because when your mental health is as strong as you are, there's no telling how far you'll go.
Boy, is that true, and welcome back again, everybody, to the opening series here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. Again, big shout out to our awesome sponsors, Planet Jerky, Premium Biscuit Beef Jerky, and of course, Vital Apparel. Give them some love, give them a follow, give them some business, help them out, help us out. You know the drill, and you know how it goes. So it's time to change the background a little bit because, well, before we get into some NHL and oh, wow, I'm all over the place. NHL and NBA draft. We got to get it a little bit in to some MLR. Congratulations to the New England freaking Free Jacks. First MLR team to three-peat. It's kind of what they do in New England. Damn it. Anyway, it's kind of what they do in Titletown. And, well, it's something I guess we're just going to have to get used to, right? Well, to help me talk about that briefly and, of course, jump on into the I'm all over the place. Again, I'm trying to say MLR, MLB, NHL all in the same, apparently. But here to help us talk about all those things here today, ladies and gentlemen, welcome me. He is the insider, the New England insider here on IE Sports Radio, putting up great snippets and always delivering the latest in New England. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. B. Mad Dog, what's going on, buddy? How you doing?
First ever opening series appearance. How are you, Larry?
I'm doing great, good sir. How are you doing today, man?
Pretty good. A team three-peating. It wasn't the Kansas City Chiefs. It wasn't UConn. It was the New England Free Jacks of the Major League Rugby, winning 28-22.
You know, this was a hell of a match for anybody who saw it on the 28th, by the way, last past weekend. Anybody who saw it, man, it was a really good one. Free Jacks getting it done over the Houston SaberCats. You know, I know the New England Patriots and the Houston Texans have a little bit of past with some coaches and obviously Vince Wilfork. However, this was a special game. Congratulations again to the Free Jacks. Just, hey, they were able to get it done. Three-peat here. Look, we need to make the MLR bigger in the USA.
Absolutely.
MLR is fun. It is a really great league. And the Free Jacks, man, consisting of a lot of star players from around the world and a lot, of course, homegrown talent, which is really cool, man. Because what a special season for these guys. And I'm really happy to see, another season. I mean, it's a long season, by the way, man. I think it started back in January. A really fun season, or February. Fun season here. And just what a season for them. So overall, man, are you pretty proud of them Free Jacks, man? 3 in a row.
Absolutely, because here's what we hear on IE Sports Radio, and shows Monday through Friday, including the opening series, is proof of that. We try to give exposure to not just the 4 major sports, but things like rugby. You also got the lacrosse leagues coming up, the soccer leagues, a lot of international stuff that you and Ricky just talked about. Want to give exposure to those things because in my radio, all they talk about is negative stuff about how the Bruins and Celtics drafted, about the post-Devers trade. There's other stuff to talk about too.
Yes.
You can have fun, you know?
Yes, and that's why we pride ourselves so much here on iSports Radio, talking about the little guy, talking about the teams that aren't so talked about. Because hey, I'm just saying, it's not every year, okay, that somebody completes a three-peat, and well, that's one of the hardest things to do in all of sports. And these New England Free Jacks got it done, man. I love their logo, by the way, all the cards and they're just such a fun team, man. And if you got to watch the match, or if you watch some of the highlights from the year, they're a badass team, man. These guys can play.
They really are, especially when you combine football, soccer, and all of that in one. That's what rugby is. It's very popular around here as a recreational sport, but it should be more popular for the MLR as well, because these guys are really good. 3 in a row, you can't beat that.
No, you can't. I mean, that's only happened only a handful of times in any sport, and only one team has actually gone beyond that, and that's Oklahoma, the softball team that won 4.
We're playing BU, and I remember following BU's softball. The girls looked so nervous when they found out they were going to have to be in the bracket with the Sooners. What a slobber knocker that was.
You gotta love it, right? So with that said, man, we're going to switch it up a little bit here, but just congratulations again to the Free Jacks. A great season. Well done, gentlemen. Well done, gentlemen. Like I said, in a place where, I mean, it would, of all places, this would be in freaking New England, right? Where you guys are just used to, I mean, I don't even know if there's any more room for any trophies to put anywhere around that place, man. I mean, you guys.
Honestly, I could always use another trophy, but the way my teams are going, we may not see one for a while in the pro sports, but you never know.
Well, hey, I mean, that's a good segue, right? Because, well, there's one team right now that's a little, oh boy, at the moment. And, well, we're going to switch it on over and jump on into the NBA, man. The NBA draft was this past week. And this week, man, I mean, all the crap that's happening right now. I mean,
all the signings and everything, even though the NBA and NHL season ended last week, NBA ended a couple Sundays ago, they jump right into the draft. It's not like the NFL where you wait months for it and people gather all around in Green Bay and Lambeau. But I thought the NBA draft did have a nice setup posted by Adam Silver. They do a great job with that on ESPN, ABC, make it seem like a big deal. But the first overall pick was from the Mavericks. Hey, if LeBron James leaves the Lakers, maybe they'll get a number 1 pick in the future.
This is true, right? I mean, hey, look, the Mavs got themselves a nice little pickup here. Cooper Flag, man. I mean, obviously.
Oh my God, he's so good at Duke.
Such a great player, man, from Duke. And this guy was an absolute phenom, man. A really, really, really solid athlete. And wouldn't you know it, he's heading on over to play in the good old DFW, and congratulations to him, man, on just, being able to be that first overall draft. The guy is 6'8". I mean, he's basically a two-way wing, man. This guy is a freaking monster. He can play it basically any way you want him to play. I mean, the guy is like he's like
he can jump off and get the rebounds easily. He's really good as a layup shooter, don't get me wrong, even though Duke fell short to the Florida Gators and won the national championship. The Cooper Flag is the real deal for sure. It's been a great, if you're a state of Texas, basketball has been very great for you, because obviously the one Texas team that didn't get any picks, speaking of Houston earlier, is the Rockets, but they are trading for Kevin Durant, which gave up picks in the last Thursday and Friday to get him. So, and you also got Victor Wembanyama getting out with a blood clot, don't get me wrong, but the Spurs did really well in this draft, I thought, too.
They did, and might as well just open it up, man. I mean, the Spurs, they landed Dylan Harper, solid Rutgers player there. Philadelphia, man, these guys, VJ Eggscombe, a guy that I thought was very, 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 very good. A guy that was deserving of going this high on the draft, obviously out of Baylor. I mean, there was lots and lots and lots of pickups here. Obviously, that historic pick from the Mavs, but we can talk about all kinds of stuff. In the Hornets landing, I cannot even pronounce his name. I just call him Con. That's all I do. But really, I mean, you think about all of these great athletes headed here and there and everywhere. Ace Bailey to Utah.
Oh, I know. Speaking of Ace Bailey, everyone thought with all the shocking fall down for Shedeur Sanders, and that ended up in Cleveland anyways, where not the second pick, not even the second day, but Ace Bailey only fell to 5th because he did refuse to do some workouts and all that. And Danny Ainge did pull the trigger to draft them there in Utah. And another team you got to talk about, which I'm shocked didn't make any moves, is a team I know about trades way too well in the Celtics division, is the Brooklyn Nets. Boy, do I know those draft trades very well. They had 5 picks in the first round, which is pretty amazing if you ask me. And not one of them was traded.
I know, right? They got a lot of backlash for that, man. And really, a lot of these picks that they made seemed like reaches. Really, it did. And really,
they got Temin at 8 overall. Drake Powell was a pretty good pick for number 22, but they don't have any star players. The fans were basically disappointed years ago when they had Durant and Kyrie Irving and even James Harden on one team, and they didn't make it not only an NBA championship, but didn't make that far into the playoffs with those guys. And that's probably why they didn't trade any picks, because they want to be able to get to the big one. They're thinking about the future, not this year.
Yes, exactly. No, absolutely, man. And that's why it's a lot of fun. This is a really, really fun draft. Obviously, so we were talking about Ace Bailey, Derek Queen headed to New Orleans. We had a second round gem and a Dude Theoro to the Lakers. I like that pick a lot, obviously, as a Laker fan. But really, so go over the draft, man. What do you think? Who are your biggest picks? Some of your biggest head scratchers? Who do you think is going to be an immediate impact? Who do you think's going to, probably not? I mean, what do you think?
I think the guys who's going to have the biggest impact, and they're going to have to be on this one, is Cam Jones of the Indiana Pacers, because they have not only did one of my players tear his Achilles on a national stage in Jason Tatum, Game 7 of the NBA Finals, you had Tyrese Halliburton sidelining his Achilles too, and both of those guys will be out for at least this next calendar year. So I think Cam Jones is going to have to make a huge impact. And they also got a D2 guy from Arkansas Tech who didn't average as much assists as Halliburton did. He was known for that his rookie year, evaluating, and they also lost one of their players, Miles Turner, too. So they're going to have to make an impact right away. And I think my biggest head scratcher is the fact that we just talked about him, is that the Jazz took Ace Bailey right when he doesn't really want to play. And they say the Pelicans did when they took Derek Queen, traded up to get a Queen in the 13th pick.
Yeah.
Maybe they like Blizzards and Dairy Queen, but who knows?
I love me some Dairy Queen.
Me too.
I know that. So
Thunder also had a great draft as well, and they're the reigning defending champions. They got Thomas Sorbor and Barnizer, I think. And you can see them helping SGA evaluate. They got a lot of first-round picks in the future. If you really think about it. This team's set up. I know it's a small market, and the new media companies. Don't forget, folks, whoever's watching right now, the NBA not only has 1, not only 2, but 3 TV deals starting next season on Amazon Prime, NBC, and sticking with ESPN and ABC for the final. So that's going to be very tough. So they're going to want all these guys to be hyped up and create a lot of parity, which the NBA has become a lot more parity than the past 15 years when LeBron and Stephen Curry were playing like every other year in the finals.
Yeah, and it's nice to see the parity, man. So before we get on over to the NHL draft, anything else you like for the NBA draft here?
I'll talk about my team, the Boston Celtics. I really like their pick of Hugo Gonzalez because they did trade both Drew Holiday for Simmons of Portland, who's a great scorer who's going to have to make up some bait for what Tatum was missing for this team. But he has the size of Porzingis, who he gave up as well, because this guy's a great rebounder and he's tall enough to get the rebounds in. They're going to most likely, hopefully, keep Brown and White. But I like Hugo Gonzalez he played in Spain Nationals. I saw some of his highlights. He looked really good. Yeah, a lot of people love the pick. Some people aren't crazy because they're nervous about the guy having to step in and make the pressure, because the Celtics have dealt with a lot of these players.
Yeah.
So I think he can make a huge impact. Also, we got J.D. Davidson. I'm not just trying to make it a Boston sports show, but
hey, it's all right.
Make it not just a head scratcher, but you can evaluate. I think they got graded a B+ or C+ on ESPN. I do agree with that, because there's a lot of upside with Hugo Gonzalez, because the Celtics will need a big man to replace Porzingis, and he has a lot of assists that Drew Holiday drew a lot of plays for guys like Tatum, White, Brown, even Pritchard and Hauser to shoot threes. So they're going to need a lot of that. What pick standed out to you, Larry, if you don't mind me asking?
Oh man, hey, if we're gonna be homers here, I absolutely love the Adou Thiero pickup by the Lakers. But I mean, if I guess I gotta look somewhere else, I love the Derek Queen pickup, because it was needed. The New Orleans Pelicans they look so bad now. They're not very good. And there was a time where they could have been taken serious a little bit, but
Zion Williamson turned out to be the bust. Trying to make Wemby and SGA the new face of the franchise. This guy was supposed to be it, but he kind of ended up like, you'll know this player very well. He's probably better than this player, but Jamarcus Russell comes to mind.
Exactly. I know, and that, of course, as a Raider fan here, I can obviously know that all too well. But yeah, so it's true. I like this pickup here by him. I thought that was a huge win for the Pels, because again, these guys just have looked so unimpressive recently. So getting a young guy like him, let's see if he can spice up this organization, man. So I like that one a lot. And of course, one of my favorites in the whole damn draft, of course, wherever Flag was going to go was going to be great. But XCOM going over to the 76ers, is there saving this team? You know what I mean? The 76ers right now, they look like a dumpster fire. That's actually
big
good.
Time. We all thought with the Knicks making the NBA, the Eastern Conference Finals, with getting Towns from the Timberwolves, even though they had Anthony Edwards, they ended up making it the Western Conference Finals anyway. Everyone thought for years the Sixers were going to be that team. Embiid's the next MVP. He's going to win consecutive MVPs. But that dude has as much injury. He's injury prone, kind of like a pencil.
Yeah. No, seriously, snap. It's just been, but with that said, let's go ahead and switch it on over now into some NHL, man. The NHL draft was, of course, this past week as well. And man, I really enjoyed this. I love me some NHL here. Oh, really quick here, Terrence says the Sixers trusted the process, but the process didn't trust them.
Nope. No,
that's a good one. That's a good one, man. Well, the NHL draft just hit, man, as well. And well, here we are now. What a solid. This was pretty cool. There's some key pickups here. The Islanders, obviously, we knew they were going to get
the great defenseman.
Oh, didn't they? I'm telling you, Matthew Schaefer, man, is coming on in.
Awesome.
Loving this pickup here. The Sharks, which
Misa's supposed to be the next. Before we talk about my team, he was one of the players I wanted them to get, because my team is in desperate need of a center since Patrice Bergeron retired. But holy cow, all the celebrities making picks. It kind of felt like COVID watching the draft. I'm not going to lie, because you had guys who were streaming, not a big audience. Like, they could have done better than that presentation. I'm sure Mr. Adam Karnik, the host of not only this show, but our Neutral Zone show, could probably agree with that as well.
Oh, yeah. It was without a doubt. He was super excited, I'm sure, to see these youngsters go. And it was really cool to see, man. Again, Misa heading on over to the Sharks. His Blackhawks picking up Frondell, man. We was talking about him, the Swedish forward.
I think the Swedish forward is really good. He has great highlights and a great wrist shot. Don't get me wrong. But the problem is they need to win now in Chicago. They're far away from the Kane and Tays. Even though they signed, must hurt Adam to see Kane play as a Red Wing, not last year, but re-signing with them. But you got Jonathan Tays signing with the Winnipeg Jets as well. Bedard was supposed to be the next Sidney Crosby, or what they consider Connor McDavid now, even though it's more Draisaitl in the postseason. But Connor Bedard 2 years ago was the biggest hype. None of these guys are good, but they weren't hyped up like Bedard was a few years ago. And I remember Sidney Crosby the first after the lockout. Everyone thought the Canadians were going to get him, but thank God they didn't. But
I know, right? It was a great draft, man. I mean, there was a lot of notables. I wrote down Caleb Desnoyers out of Utah, got him.
Yeah. Mammoth.
Really, right? Brady Martin, the Preds got themselves a mean center there. James Hagens, of course, we got this guy here.
I'm very happy. I've been covering him all year for us for BC, only
for BC
down the street. It's funny, one of our ComAv colleges, Boston College, they're all saying they're going to be a Bruins minor league team, so you don't have to drive to Providence to watch them.
I love that. No, hey, this was a really good pickup, man. He's solid. You gotta.
He was third in BC in all assists and goals behind Gabe Peru and Ryan Leonard, who ended up playing in the playoffs with Ovechkin in the cap. What a great season Ovechkin had for sure. Historic. But you must love this pick. And it's funny, the team was once owned by Disney, and they're named Roger McQueen, kind of like the car Lightning McQueen, you know?
Isn't that awesome?
Yeah. You know what? Before we talk about the players, I want to shout out how NHL did. I'll talk about my favorite one. You had Bailey of WWE. You had the Mighty Ducks players, Charlie Conway and Connie Boudreau calling picks. And you had Adam Sandler and Happy Gilmore calling the Bruins pick. The price is wrong. I didn't say it out loud, but
I love it. I love it. And look, personally, myself, look, for my Ducks, oh yeah, this young man, 6'5", he's a hell of a player, man. The young,
especially since they don't have Guest Lab is long gone for you guys. So
everything is long gone for the damn Ducks. Okay, the only time the Ducks win ever is when I'm controlling them on NHL 25. Okay, Brian.
We can always watch some old Mighty Ducks movies with ducks fly together.
I was very happy for that pickup, and I'm really glad. Hopefully, we got some going in the right direction here, man, with the Ducks. But as of right now, Megan's lots of good pickups here. I really like the Colin Potter pickup from Arizona State going to the Flames. This guy really playing hockey in a place where ice don't even exist in Arizona. No. So it's really cool, man. Some good pickups here.
Some of these guys, believe it or not, as controversial as the Coyotes stay was in Arizona, there are they really developed their youth hockey teams, and Austin Matthews is from Arizona as well. So Arizona did develop some players, because the whole point of a lot of Sun Belt teams, I know people north in Canada don't like the whole expansion of it, but you want to grow, so make sure all players aren't coming from where I'm from, New York, Minnesota, Michigan, because you want to be able to grow the game of hockey. It's a very expensive sport. So to see some of these guys, it's paying off from their expansion efforts 10 to 15 years ago. I also was touched by the late, great Johnny Gaudreau wife, who used to play for the Flames and Blue Jackets, but also remember seeing him play in BC, get a goalie for the Blue Jackets, which is pretty touching. They have a good goalie coming up too.
They do, and it's exciting to see, man. So we're gonna do something a little bit different than the MLR, MLB. Oh my gosh, so many acronyms. We're gonna do something a little bit different than the NBA draft for the NHL, and we're gonna go winners. I'm just gonna say winners. I don't want to say losers with the draft, but I want to say winners and takeaways. So really, biggest winner for me personally. Look, Schaefer going. They needed everyone they can get. Okay, so getting a good pickup there for the Islanders. The Bruins, to me, they got a lot of value. They really did with this young man. Predators, of course, with the Martin pick. To me, those are my biggest winners. Standout. Oh, go ahead.
I also think the Sharks were a big winner, because Michael Misa is one of the top Canadian youth prospects playing in the juniors under 20 team, which he won a lot of face-offs, and the Sharks added a goalie. Mm-hmm. So they've been the bottom of the West for so long, with teams like the Kings and Oilers playing each other in the first round every year. You always got the Canucks and the Flames competing with each other up north in the Pacific, so that's really good. Obviously the losers, but if you've been following the offseason trades and acquisitions, you can't really call them losers in the draft, is the Vegas Golden Knights. They didn't have enough picks, but they did get Mitch Marner from the Toronto Maple Leafs. So that was really a good trade-off, having not the greatest draft in the world. And obviously, absolutely. I wonder how our friend Mr. Yinza, Ralph Calise, feels about the Penguins overreaching on some of their picks.
They did definitely reach on a lot of them, and I don't know, that team, they got to correct some things, but overall, man, some standout guys. I mean, Porter Martone to the Flyers, that was pretty big again. I mean, I thought that was solid. Again, the Bruins pick again, I like him a lot.
Awesome.
Higgins, I thought, was amazing.
Really good. But I like your pick for your team, McQueen. He's really good. Obviously, I do like, even though controversial, he played for the Western Hockey League in Calgary, this Penguin center, Tyndall. I think that's a decent pick. You probably can't have him in the roster right away. He'll probably have to either stay in the minors, in the World Juniors, or go to their minor league team, because they're still going to try and milk Crosby, Lust, and Malkin as long as they can. They don't have a lot of time left. If they don't trade Crosby for the Penguins, that is.
Yeah. And we'll see what happens there, man. But this was a fun draft. Those were two great drafts that happened last week. The NBA and the NHL just run together, man. It's so cool to see it every year. Just going side by side, man.
They go right from the finals to their drafts. It's legit.
It's crazy, but you gotta love it. I think it's really, really fun. Really, really fun.
The thing is, too, the NHL is different than like the NFL or even NBA's half and half of what I'm gonna. But it's more like getting your farm system ready. Then a lot of these guys don't play right after they're drafted. They either stay in college if they're in the States, or they stay in Europe or Canada to play in the junior leagues to get experience. Because some of these guys, well, hockey's a fast grinding sport. They don't have as much time to get in the weight room to prepare for the big leagues, where guys, they don't have to face against Chara anymore. Don't get me wrong, but still,
it is so
get very physical.
It is so true, man. So with that said, man, I'm so be Mad Dog, man. Again, Brian Frazioni, man. Glad to have you here in the house tonight, man. It was a lot of fun having you, man. Any last comments, thoughts, words you want to say to our listeners before we get out of here today?
All right, keep your eye out, people, because I got an announcement. Now that I'm here, I'll announce it this week. Obviously, with the holidays, 4th of July, eat a lot of burgers and dogs, have a few beers, and light some fire. Maybe don't light some fireworks, watch them. But the thing is that I am going to bring back at the end of July, once we get into more sports, not just auto racing and baseball, I'm going to bring back my play of the week for Boston sports. So keep your eye out. Keep an eye on not just my shorts as well for my regional insider info, but we got a lot of great group of guys and girls who cover their markets. Please pay attention. Take a draft of their short, watch them. If you don't feel like scrolling through or watching SportsCenter, you got us to look forward to on TikTok and YouTube for our shorts. And don't forget, before 4th of July, watch on Thursday with Mr. Terran Rodriguez, getting you ready for the weekend.
It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm excited, man. I think it's going to be a really, really, really fun week here. And of course, man, I mean, hey, we are ready to rock and roll with, with our shows here. And again, guys, just because obviously, regional deal, is gone now. However, these 5 shows, there's a shakeup coming. You guys are going to see. It's going to be a lot of fun. So get ready for it. But of course, insiders play the most pivotal role here at IA Sports Radio, delivering you all of the latest stuff. Make sure you check it out, man. Guys like B Mad Dog over here, always delivering the latest in New England. Gotta love it, man. Give us all a follow and check us out, man. Once again, man, appreciate you so much for stopping by today. I look forward to having you on plenty more times, man. And thanks again. Have you going, brother, and I'll take care.
B Mad Dog signing off.
Take care, buddy. All righty, y'all. Well, again, B Mad Dog. Glad to have you here tonight. Well, up in the house. We're going to go and finish off the show here. Might as well just roll on down. Great stuff there. Let's go ahead and roll on into some NASCAR. We're going to switch the gears a little bit here, change up the color scheme, and, just get on into that green flag deal. So real quick, guys, NASCAR this past weekend was absolutely crazy. The Quaker State 400 in Atlanta. Look, let's just call it what it is. I don't know if Chase Elliott would have won had that big old wreck didn't happen. Last night, Daryl and myself had a really fun show on the Extra Mile. Told them all about my this last past weekend. Thank you, T-Mobile. My wife and I got to go see for $5. T-Mobile Tuesdays, you're awesome. Through the app, Adam, we got to go see in 4D the Formula One movie. So trust me, you guys, if you want to go see it, it is a great watch, especially if you love some Formula One. So this last past weekend, though, man, Joey Logano hits the pole. Unfortunately, a lot of big names out in that gigantic accident in Atlanta. And well, what happens? 44 race streak, winless streak is broken. Chase Elliott finally wins one after like a year and a half. So congratulations to him. He found himself in the playoffs now. What will happen next? I'll tell you. The Chicago street race is coming up this week. Really excited for that. Just recently found out from Daryl yesterday that we're going to be switching on over to a San Diego street race starting next or in 2026. So I'm excited for that one. Definitely going to grab my tickets for that one. Looking forward to seeing it. But overall, man, going to be a great race. I think this will be the last Chicago street race for a while. So looking forward to that coming up this weekend. So, all righty, there you have it. Let's go ahead and switch it on up really fast into some MotoGP, man, because this was crazy. Again, just amazing drive by one of the all-time greats in this sport, man. Congratulations again to Marc Marquez. This young man has just done so much. Early 30s, but I don't care. I'll still call him a young man. This guy is getting it done. He gets it done in dramatic fashion, man. He surges in the in the sprint race and the main race, and just did his thing, man. Riding for Ducati. The man hasn't won a title since 2019. And I think he's going to win himself a title this year. He's dominating. He looks great. Did an amazing job in the Dutch Grand Prix at Assen, and he's just looking sharp. So congratulations to him. And I know him and his brother, Alex Marquez, which he had a little bit of a clash this past weekend and left the race early. But it was hopefully he's okay. I believe he said he underwent surgery, so he's healing now. So prayers and thoughts with you, and I think Pedro Acosta as well. So I think hopefully they're both okay. But overall, man, Marc Marquez, just give him the freaking trophy. This guy is amazing. I don't think we have to wait until November. All right. So he's looking great. He's extending the championship lead to a significant 43 points now after round 10. He looks amazing. And this team just looks great at Ducati right now. So we're going to keep it here with the circuit, if you will. Formula One, man. This is just always fun. Formula One is always a good time, right? Because, well, when you got Formula One in the house, it's it's either you love it or you hate it. I don't think there's any in the middle with Formula One. But this last past weekend was a fun one in the Austrian Grand Prix. Really fun seeing, especially after we saw Formula One on Saturday, the movie. But yeah, in Austria, Lando Norris does it, man. He is closing in now, a little bit at least, on Piastri, who's won a lot this year. So good job to him. Charles Leclerc finishing third, of course, here. But yeah, Formula One, man, it has been a wild ride this year for everybody, especially the McLaren team, because as we are seeing now a little decline here in Red Bull and Max Verstappen, man, Lando Norris and Oscar Piastri in those McLarens have been absolutely awesome. 216 points now leading for Piastri, and of course Norris with 201. Behind them is Verstappen with 115. So crazy to see it. McLaren is just looking like old school Ferrari right now, or Mercedes a couple years ago when you had Lewis Hamilton dominating, or even Red Bull in the most recent years dominating. But McLaren, 417 points. Ferrari, the closest team to them, with 210. And then in third, Mercedes with 209 right behind them in the constructors standing. So looking forward to all that, man, coming up. Actually, I should get like the little, coming on up deal here for us all. But I will say NASCAR, again, like I said, coming on into the street race here. I do know that MotoGP, I believe we're going to get the week off for MotoGP, much deserved week off, but they're going to be back on it. World Superbike, by the way, coming to Great Britain on the 12th next week, and the MotoGP is going to be going to Germany on the 13th. So we're going to get a break this weekend. So they're going to be headed there. Formula One, by the way, these guys, they are heading on over to Great Britain now themselves to Silverstone. So will Lewis Hamilton give himself a victory? Will Ferrari give him a damn good car? Very, very mad with Ferrari right now. Got one of the greatest drivers ever. And he got Charles Leclerc, which is pretty damn good himself. And he can't get him a winning car. Dominating in sports cars in the WEC, but you can't dominate in Formula One. It's kind of frustrating, especially with Lewis there for only a limited time. So anyway, we'll see my little rant there for the day. But there you have it for Formula One. And we are going to end this thing off in none other than the NHRA, of course. Million miles per hour. Just kidding, but it's kind of like it. Good old NHRA, man. I love it. One of my all-time favorites to watch here. You know, my all-time favorite motorsport ever. And just want to say big hats off and congratulations to all the winners this past week. Justin Ashley, hey, he got himself a nice little victory this week, man. A little revenge from last week in Virginia. And look at that, man. Getting it done. Big victory here. Clay McMillan secured the runner-up position. And Tony Stewart, man, despite facing mechanical challenges during the event, finished in third. Sean Lagden and Doug Kalita rounded up the top 5 in this one. Congratulations, though, man, to Justin Ashley winning it in top field, looking good. In funny car, man, Austin Prock just continues to dominate. This guy, JFR, is a happy place right now, man. John Force Racing, really happy to see him doing his thing there. Jack Beckman as well in funny car. They're looking good along the points right now. Austin Prock achieved his second consecutive funny car win of the season, defeating Matt Hagan. And this victory further solidifies his position as a leading contender in the championship standings in funny car. Pro stock, man. Corey Reed, hey, first ever pro stock victory for this guy, man. He got it done. Congratulations to him. Greg Anderson, a seasoned competitor, finished as the runner-up. So wouldn't you know, man, usually we're used to Greg Anderson winning everything. Well, this time around, it was Corey Reed getting victory number 1. So congratulations to Mr. Corey Reed. And he just continues to do, well, he will hopefully continue to do well. I love seeing new guys emerge from the pack. Not saying we don't love Greg Anderson because he wins all the time, but hey, but it's all good. Like I said, Greg Anderson, he continues to demonstrate his continued competitiveness in the series. Regardless, though, Corey Reed, man, getting it done. Congratulations to him. And then, of course, a Pro Stock motorcycle. John Hall, man, another first here, winning his very first Pro Stock motorcycle victory. Congratulations, man. He did a really, really good job there. So those are your 4 winners in the NHRA this week. And, well, that is going to do it, you guys. That is going to do it for the show here today. What a fun show it was. The opening series with the Defining Moment music. You already know. Tomorrow, the Defining Moment will get underway. I'm going to have a fun show tomorrow. Looking at a very interesting topic. And how soon is too soon to start training as a serious athlete? We all know the Todd Marnovich story. I got a personal story of my own from a friend I knew in high school that played baseball and ended up hating the sport. Are you being forced to play? Is it your dream or is it parents' dream? How much do you really love the sport? Are the greats really just genetic? Is that really what it comes down to? Is height really the answer? Is that really, you know what I mean? So all kinds of fun stuff tomorrow. The Defining Moment, we're talking some sports tomorrow, some storylines, of course, and of course our defining topic of the week. It's a fun one. Looking excited to that one. So we're going to take deep dives. That's what this show is all about. I've treated it as a little bit of a recap show in the last couple of years. But now that we got these other shows up and running, I am really excited to, bring this aboard. Talk some sports the first half, finish off with a really deep conversation in sports that, hits a little bit harder than just the scores and the X's and O's, right? So with that said, guys, looking forward to a great one tomorrow. Then, of course, to end off the week, Mr. Taryn Rodriguez and Ricky Gay. We saw them last week together on the Primetime Preview. And while this week you're going to see them together on Lead Off Thursday, so they're going to end off the week and get ready for the weekend of sports on the 4th of July. Happy birthday, USA! 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 Hey, that's my flag. Proud to be an American, baby. So, with that said, Have a wonderful 4th of July. Of course, you'll see me tomorrow, so I'll say the same thing again. But looking forward to a great show tomorrow. And just again, congratulations to all the winners from this past week. Man, the FIFA Club World Cup is going to be so much fun going down the stretch. All these great teams in it, man. Like I said, I've always been so excited to watch all these leagues. Now to see them all play together, it is without a doubt a special tournament. By the way, Real Madrid defeats Juventus. So Juventus is gone. Real Madrid is now through. And tonight, Dortmund versus Monterrey. Bundesliga versus Liga MX. Who's going to go through, man? Who will play Real Madrid coming up on Saturday night? We're going to find out. Thank you, Terry Rodriguez, for jumping in, getting the tweets today, man. You are the man, the real MVP. Appreciate you, buddy. And yeah, man, it was a lot of fun today. Thank you to our awesome guests, Mr. Ricky K and Mr. B Mad Dog Brian Francione. Man, this is always a great time here at IX Sports Radio. And we appreciate you guys for being a part of it, man. Make sure you give us a follow all over the place, in the places that matter at least. X, TikTok, and YouTube. We are now primarily on those stations or on those social media platforms. Because, well, hey, as I told the team, the McDonald's brothers once had their theory of a restaurant. And then it all changed when they found that the majority of all sales came from burgers, fries, and milkshakes. And guess what? That's what we're doing here, baby. We're going to focus on what really catches us fire. Definitely having fun on TikTok. And I think that's follow. Let's give us a follow at iSports Radio on TikTok and, of course, on X. Give us a follow here. Like, subscribe, share on YouTube. Check out our weekly shows, of course, for all of our single sport shows and, of course, our 5 flagship shows a week. You guys are amazing, man. Appreciate you. Thank you very much to all of our awesome sponsors. Seal the Wheel, Wax Seals, our beautiful wax company, Vital Apparel, and, of course, Planet Jerky, premium biscuit jerky. With that said, guys, from me, your boy Larry B, signing out. We'll see you next week. Until then, take care. And as always, God bless.